You alright guys, how's it going? It's David Clayton from KZR Racing once again, and welcome back to my F1 Manager 22 career mode for round number 9 of Season 2 at the Canadian Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episode, do feel free to check out my channel. The playlist, along with all the other episodes, will be there. I apologise in advance at the moment if I sound a little bit off than I normally do, because I'm suffering from a stinker of a cold at the moment, but I will do my best to try and cover as much as possible while maintaining some semblance of coherent speech. So we've got a few little bits and pieces to do. Development points first off for both Sebastian and Pierre. First, what I want to do is overtaking adaptability. They did say braking again for Sebastian, so we will do that again. And then we will go to Pierre. What is his lowest attribute? It's defending, so let's do that for Pierre. Yep, that seems to be all in all there. What about Jack? No, he doesn't have anything, but I am planning on putting him in the car this weekend. So let's go back to here. Sebastian Vettel, yep, braking. Exceeding expectations for Azerbaijan. Spoiler alert, Pierre Gasly. Pretty boring race, actually, to P5 for Pierre. He wasn't challenged since he got into P5. So it's a good sign. It's good signs from Pierre. And again, Vettel was in a good position for P8, but unfortunately George Russell caught up at the end of the race and kind of ruined that. So P10 again for Sebastian. So he's still scored points, but it's not the best of luck for Sebastian recently. Well, I say recently, he's been scoring points, but P9 or P8 has been there, but it's just like circumstances just working against him at the moment. So not much to do. So we're going to go into the performance targets and do the same as we're usually doing. So P14 and reach Q2. Qualifying position, and yeah, that's actually no, we won't do reach Q3. Targets fastest lap, finish position above P14 with one car. Yep, that's all in all. So we will go through into practice for the Canadian Grand Prix and see how we do after the first session. Okay, so before we do, I can't remember who the last driver I was that swapped out. I believe it was Pierre I swapped out the last time. So we will swap out Sebastian this time and put Jack in the car to simulate this first practice session. See how well that goes. P7 for Pierre and 14 for Doohan. Understandable. Pierre has been miles quicker than Sebastian, so good experience for doing that. Hopefully we'll get another point at the end of that. I have noticed as well it's heavy rain for the race, so that's going to be interesting. So 34 track club signalisation at the moment for Pierre, but 6150. So Doohan's got, I have to say, Jack Doohan's got really good setup knowledge to get like the 61% and everything. So let's, I'll skip through until the end of practice 2, unless anything severe happens. But until then, guys, I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'll see you at the end of practice. Okay, end of practice 2. Not much to go on by their places because, again, I just stuck them out on the hard tyres. But Sebastian is pretty much well sorted on his setup. 95% to Pierre's 78. But Pierre, we got another practice session to get right. So I will skip through that and to the end of practice 3 and nothing happens. And hopefully we'll have a good setup on Pierre as well for qualifying in the race. Alright, that's the end of practice 3. I managed to get the guys on a couple of flying laps at least. So Gasly It says 82, but we did get an 83 set of confidence on his first run, but we couldn't do anything better than that for Pierre, unfortunately. So we're going to go through into qualifying. I'm going to revert back to his 83 setup. And go from there with the qualifying. So I will skip through to see what happens in qualifying later on, and see how we do in the final session. It's a bit of a disaster already, guys. Sebastian's out in Q1, and Gasly could only manage P14. So I don't think we're going to be in for a good weekend at this rate, guys. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of the longer weekends, so that's not good. So no additional lap of fuel because they keep running out towards the end. No, and put the old set on for. Actually, no, we'll put. Oh, they're both the same anyway, so it don't matter. Yeah, right. Skipping through the qualifying session, and I'm hoping Gasly can do a little bit better this time. I'm hoping. Right, remember what I said about a long weekend, guys? For whatever reason, in between Baku and now, we have completely lost our pace. We have absolutely nothing to offer. Gasly P15, Sebastian P18. That is our lineup for the race tomorrow. In the rain, I should point out as well. Ay. This is not going to be fun. So, we're actually starting on the soft tyres, so the rain's coming later on. Pretty much around about lap 10, so yeah, may as well just leave them on the fresh set of soft tyres. And, yeah, may as well just leave them on the soft tyres and go for it. And then switch to the mediums later on. So, let's have a look. So I'll put the fresh set of softs on for Gasly. And then we'll just bung him on this strategy and just keep him going until he needs to come in. And we will do the same for Sebastian. He's actually got a second fresh set of soft tyres as well, so that's definitely going to help him out. And then go to his strategy. We will put him on B as well. And then fill him right up with fuel. Driving options. Fuel usage. Aggressive. And they're in the middle of the pack, so there's no point for deployment yet. Well, for Sebastian, he's right at the back. And then fuel it right up for Pierre, and driving options, aggressive, full, deploy. Try and get Pierre up as high as we can. So yeah, we've got to do a little bit of playing around with the strategy here, guys. I'm hoping we can work the same miracle we did in Australia with one, if not both of these guys. But for now, let's go to grid for the Canadian Grand Prix.
Now we should have good weather for the race, and that will be welcome news for the teams. There we have Pierre Gasly. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. And for the second driver, it's Sebastian Vettel. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. Will their hard work pay off today? This is it. We're moments away now.
There's the green flag at the back. 5 red lights for the Canadian Grand Prix.
And it's lights out.
And here we go. So now, let's see if we can get Gasly into the mix. He's got a good start. He's alongside Stroll into turn 1 already. That's a good start from Pierre. Also, Sebastian's making moves as well just behind him. He's got past the Haas and the Alpine of Ocon and Hulkenberg. Meanwhile, Gasly couldn't quite get the AlphaTauri, but that's not... we've got a car in the wall, apparently.
Sounds like there's been a crash.
And it's Sainz. Sainz went off at turn 3. I didn't even see that. Sainz is behind one of the Red Bulls. And, oh, he's gone straight on and hit the wall as well. I completely missed that somehow. But that's a bit of a damaging thing for Sainz's race. Meanwhile, Gasly still stuck behind Stroll. But we've got Sebastian with us as well for company. Sebastian got a cracker of a start, actually. And now there's a car, and there's a Red Bull off. There's a Red Bull that looks like Verstappen as well. And the safety car is out immediately. The safety car's out immediately. So now, let's get these guys, conserve the tyres.
Safety car.
Ignore, we may as well, there's no point. And it's multiple cars, actually. So, oh no, did Verstappen take out Leclerc? Oh no, this is going to be a thing for the championship. And Sebastian locks up and straight into the back of Charles. And oh, there goes Charles' rear wing. Charles is out of the race, definitely. No rear wing, no front wing. Charles Leclerc has got to be out of this race. And the Scuderia do not like that in the slightest. And as we put... really wish the thing would stop doing that. As we put Sebastian back down to standard, go on to think, yeah, Leclerc's out of the race. Leclerc is out of the race. Here comes Sainz into the pit lane, along with Verstappen as well. I thought that was Perez then for a second, but it's actually Verstappen. There's got to be a penalty for Verstappen for taking out a competitor there. I think he's got... Yeah, there it is. 5-second penalty. For... oh, no. That was a really long stop as well. So, yeah, Verstappen onto the hard tyres. I don't see the point. They should have just changed the damage because the rain is coming. But we've gained three free positions out of that with both the Ferraris and Verstappen taking... one for the team. But as you can see up front, it is George Russell who now leads the Canadian Grand Prix ahead of Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton. And then the big worry for us, Bottas in 4th, Alonso 5th, and Albon is in 6th. So this is definitely going to hurt us in the Constructors if it carries on like this. But hopefully, with the rain coming, that will reverse that. As for the rest of the top 10, it is Norris, Magnussen, Zhou is up here as well, along with Ricciardo. So McLaren are going to get some points at this rate as well. So we need to get a move on. After this safety car restart, we need to get both Vettel and Gasly past Stroll and onto the back of Ricciardo and start challenging for these points. We've got to take advantage of this now that the Red Bulls and the Ferraris have imploded. So we'll go ahead to the end of the safety car when we get racing and see what we can do to make up these places. Well, as you just heard there, the safety car is in, so let's get these guys
We just need to push now.
back on aggressive, push and deploy. Get them on that for both guys.
We think we can lean on the tyres more.
Gasly is he's weaving around on the back of Stroll. He's thinking about that. He's going to think about a move into the chicane.
control line, and there'll be 2 laps with no DRS.
And we're waiting for the leader, Russell, to make his move. And there he goes, he's bolted. So here we go, we're back racing. Stroll is a little bit put off by Ricciardo. Meanwhile, Gasly hasn't quite got the legs, unfortunately. So no, he's going to go round the outside, though. He had a look. He had a look round the outside, didn't quite amount to anything. So let's get these guys back on neutral, conserve that ERS. But we've definitely got the pace advantage with the softs over Stroll's mediums. I'm surprised that a lot of these guys have started on mediums. That is very surprising, considering the rain's coming. So, but what we need to do is we need to get Gasly and Vettel past Stroll as quickly as possible. So Gasly's at the head of this, so we'll get him on overtake.
Overtake.
No room into the hairpin. Oh, no. What on earth happened there? Ocon just glitched straight through Sebastian and into the back of Gasly. What on earth was that? That's just cost... Vettel is not catching a break. That's just cost him a place for absolutely nothing. He's going to get DRS, put him on attack. And the rain is here. The rain is now here already. So do I big brain this one? We're at the back with Sebastian pretty much. 14th place. Gasly's in track position. I don't want to risk that. Oh, this is going to be so annoying. Do we big brain this? I'm going to leave them out for one more lap. I'm going to leave them both out for one more lap.
There is a small sprinkling of rain.
Okay, copy.
But I am going to put them both on attack on the tyres. We may as well, as Pierre just sails past Ricciardo. Effortlessly on that one. So that's definitely... Well, the rain is getting very, very heavy now. And this is going to be the crossover period. Oh, that is really coming down. That is really coming down, and it's only going to get heavier. So now, DRS is now offline. That rain is going up. I am going. Okay, I'm gonna big brain play this. I'm going to big brain play this because it says, if we look at the weather indicator, it's going to be majority heavy rain for a long period of time. So I reckon if I go onto wet tyres now for both these guys, for both Sebastian and Pierre, it'll drop back to inters later, or maybe I have to double stack them. I can't avoid that, unfortunately, with both of them. So let's get them in the pit lane now. That rain's going to keep climbing, so it's worth sticking them straight onto the wet tyres. That's definitely the better choice here. So that rain's just going to keep going up and up and up. Right, as for... let's just pause for a second. We're going to put them back to standard for their tyres. There's no point now. And for Gasly, harvest on entry. Harvest while we're in the pits. He needs to get back some of that ERS. But yeah, everyone's... oh, Hamilton's the first one to pit. Gasly and whoa. Russell and Perez have stayed out. Hamilton's going on to the inters. Hamilton's going on to the Inters. So what about Alonso? What's he going on to? He's going on to the Inters. So here comes everyone else. Albon's going on to the wet tyres. Inters for the Haas. Schumacher continues on. But we're definitely going on to the full wet tyres. That is the right call. Ricciardo's on the full wets as well. Stroll's full wets. Sebastian's full wets. Verstappen's on Inters. Sainz is on the wets. So all these guys up front. Right now, let's have a look. Obviously, we know Russell and Perez have yet to stop. Neither has Bottas. He's still on the softs. Norris is still on the softs. Zhou's still out there. So Hamilton, providing he doesn't get held up too much, because Russell's only at the hairpin. Yeah, Hamilton's going to be in a net P1 for this race. Ocon, Hulkenberg, they stayed out. Magnussen, hold on a minute here. Magnussen and Alonso are scrapping over P2. Alonso's got past cleanly because Hulkenberg is refusing to let his teammate go.
Focus.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
Ricciardo just sailed past in the same manner. But here comes Russell and Perez. They're now in. And Hamilton's only just down the straight. So...
Red Bull moved up.
And now this bloody... Oh, Schumacher in this Williams. Are you actually serious? Doesn't help as well. I just remembered. I just left Gasly on Harvest.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Gasly's now gotten out of that mess. So, here's Gasly. He's up to P9.
Good job.
He's got Verstappen right behind him, though. P7 now for Gasly.
Yeah, take it
Meanwhile, Bottas just got ahead of Vettel, unfortunately. That is a bit annoying. We're going to struggle a little bit here being on the wets compared to the Inters, but the rain is getting heavier. So the tyres are going to come back to us. As here comes Verstappen, around the outside of Gasly. We've fallen to about 3 seconds behind Ricciardo because of that stupid Williams.
Stay cool, man. You're doing a good job.
As there goes Verstappen. Not too worried about that because he's going to be coming in again. Vettel's dropped away a little bit. from Bottas. But there's the crossover period. We're now into the full wet tyre period. So this was definitely the right call. So now it's a case of what's going to happen with the intermediate runners. So, yeah, there you go. Alonso and Magnussen have come straight back in. So now, and there goes Verstappen, straight in. Tsunoda, straight in. So that's now more free positions. Gasly's up into P5, Vettel's P8. So it's worked. The strategy gamble has worked. Vettel is now back up behind Bottas. But in the meantime, here's the thing up front. Lewis Hamilton, still on the Inters, is now leading this race. And first time in a long time, it is a Mercedes 1-2. And both Mercs are on the Inters. So's Perez. And Ricciardo is right on the back of the Red Bull. And he's going for a move. Before they even get to the hairpin, Ricciardo is into P3. Hold on a second here. Are the Mercs and Perez going to pit? If so, that's going to put Gasly, and he's catching Perez at a rate of knots. And there's Ricciardo has caught up to. He's already caught up to Russell. The Mercs are struggling on the Inters. That was the wrong call. Ricciardo is going to potentially take the lead of this race. With Gasly in P2, this game on the attack. So now, unfortunately, Stroll has now caught up to us because of that. And down the inside he goes. But there you go, Perez is into the pits now. Hamilton's pit. Russell has stayed out, but Gasly. Russell's going to be pitting next lap. That's a given. So Gasly's into a net P2 in this race.
Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Gasly's into a net P2 of this race. Oh, someone just went straight on. Who on earth did that? There's a safety car as well. A safety car's come out. And oh no, it's not Sebastian. No, no, no. Oh no, Sebastian.
Let's take a look at the
What on earth happened?
see Valtteri Bottas.
Oh, Sebastian, you didn't take out Bottas, did you? He did. Oh no, Sebastian.
Oh, there's chaos on the track.
I think Sebastian's out of this race. Oh no. He is, yeah. Sebastian Vettel is out of the race.
Copy.
Let's have a look. Taking a look again. It
Oh
involves
no. Oh, Sebastian, you're in such a good spot too.
Sebastian, we need to retire the car. I'll be in this lap.
Right, here we are, end of the safety car period, so standard drill.
Okay.
The standard drill right now, so Gasly, he's letting Ricciardo know he's there already. We're in a good position here, guys. I want to try and make a go of this with Gasly and make this work if possible. So we're going to leave it a little bit until we get to the
Make sure we get a good restart.
end of the straight. Let's get him on overtake.
Use
Gasly, he's letting Ricciardo know.
Yeah.
There goes Ricciardo. He's bolted. So now, let's see what Gasly can do out the final corner as they go across the line to restart the race. Ricciardo leads from Gasly, Stroll, Sainz, Norris, Alonso. That's the top six. So Gasly, he's going to shoot it down the inside. He's going to go for it. And he's got it. He's into the lead. Pierre Gasly's taken the lead
good place.
of the Canadian Grand Prix. I've got to get myself. I've got to get myself calmed down. Hold on. Put him on aggressive. Keep him on neutral on the EOS for now. Oh my God! Gasly actually got ahead of Ricciardo at the start.
This was the Aston Martin.
So Pierre Gasly, round the outside of turn 2, has done it. Ricciardo got a little bit pinched on the apex there, and now I've got two cars between me and the main threat, which is Carlos Sainz. Oh boy. Right, let's just keep this calm, settle into a groove. We're going to be in these conditions for a while until about lap 30, I would imagine, when the rain will start clearing up. Oh boy, right. I'm going to let Pierre do his thing, guys, while we're on the aggressive on the tyres. I'm going to let Pierre do his thing, and I'm going to come back later and see what position we're in. Okay, guys, lap 24, end of lap 24, and we've gotten to the transitional period where the rain is getting lighter. So now, at the moment, Sainz has finally, he only did it last lap, but Sainz has finally gotten past Ricciardo, and we've held it at a 5.5 second gap. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop Gasly to standard to avoid cooking his tyres, and I'm going to wait to see what everyone else does. Because if Sainz comes in now for inters, I may just do the same to cover him off. And he does. He's coming in. What about Ricciardo? He's in. He is in. Right. Change attack. Right. Gasly, go full out attack.
We can push a bit more.
Full out attack. Deploy. Go.
Energy if you need it.
Okay.
Right. Let's go neutral here. Oh, everything's just changed, guys. Everything's just changed. Let's have a look at Sainz. He was the first one to come in, and he is onto a set of intermediates, as I thought he would be. So now, as for Gasly, let's get him in. Close that window. We're going to pit him. Onto a set of intermediate tyres. Get him in. And, yep, he's coming in this lap. So, carry on. Back to here.
Box.
Gone. All out. Gone. Fully attack gas, so you don't need to worry about these tyres. They've held on quite well, actually. I'm surprised. So, having the fuel and the tyres to push has definitely helped in our favour. So Gasly's going to come in. And he's in. So now, good to hopefully get a good pit stop from the guys. Meanwhile, we're going to keep an eye on Sainz wherever he is. He's still at the bottom of the back straight. Oh, we've got this. Yeah, clean stop, straight out, no traffic. Perfect, 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 perfect. That's exactly what I needed. So now, going to leave Gasly. He's going to come out and he's going to get ahead of Bottas, who stayed out on the wet tyres. That is brilliant stuff from Gasly. Beautiful pace, beautiful pace. Back to aggressive to keep tyres in check.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Okay.
So now, Sainz has actually dropped to about 9 seconds behind us now. So now we just need to keep these tyres in check until the dry period gets here. And as soon as the dry period goes away, as soon as that rain goes away, the dry period gets here, we're going to go onto the medium tyres to the end of the race. We're not going to stop again when we get onto the dry period. So now, 10-second gap now because Gasly has got the distance. Bottas is going to be in, as is Hulkenberg, who is holding up Sainz. An absolute treat for me right now. This is brilliant, what I needed. And now Ricciardo's getting back into the action as well. Alonso's net P4, Stroll P5, Hamilton P6, P7 for Norris, P8 for Verstappen, 9 for Zhou, and 10th for Sergio Perez. So now here's Sainz, who's got a feisty-looking Daniel Ricciardo directly behind him now, and he's nearly 11 seconds behind us. So Gasly is in clean air. He's got no one bothering him, just like he had in Monaco. If he could just keep doing what he's doing for the rest of this race, dare I say it, we are going to finesse a win out of this. I said that, I'll probably jinxed it now, but I'm pretty confident Sainz is going to keep Ricciardo at bay. Ricciardo's going to have more to worry about from Alonso behind him. So, and then we got Lance Stroll here for P5, P6 for Hamilton. So Hamilton's already on the back of Stroll, so this shouldn't take Hamilton too long. Norris is directly behind Hamilton, with Verstappen directly behind him. So all these guys are grouping up together. Zhou's now about to get into the picture, as is Perez. So from P5 down to P10, it's really close. Russell's going to be working hard to try and get onto the back of that group as well. But meanwhile, he's out here all by his lonesome. He's leading the race. Our superstar signing at the start of the season is working his magic once again. Just want to keep doing what you're doing, Gasly. You don't need to push yourself too hard. If you can just keep this 10.9 second gap to Sainz, that'll be more than adequate. So it's going to be another dull period, guys. So we'll skip ahead and see how things progress as we get towards the dry period. Right, lap 35. It said the track is drying up. DRS is now enabled. And I just saw it there in the top right-hand corner. I thought about stopping there for a moment, but I just saw the track damp went up again. So I'm not going to be pulling Gasly in until it's a definite that the track is going to dry up properly. And Sainz thinks so too. He stays out. And here for P3, we've got Ricciardo fighting off Alonso. And in the background, I didn't show the replay of it, but Stroll locked up, and now Alonso is going to have both Hamilton and Verstappen bearing down on him. And in the background, we have Norris, Perez, Russell, and Zhou rounding out the top 10, with Bottas lurking in the background. So all to play for still, but Gasly slowly but surely has been eking that gap out. It was 10.9 when we left off. It's now 11.8. It is a slow but steady gain, and he's making it work. He's making it work. That's all I need him to do until this track dries up properly. But the rain is getting heavier and heavier. So we're going to have a brief period of heavy rain, but it's not worth pitting for. So I'm going to leave Gasly out on the intermediates until that dry period. 12.2. What happened to Sainz? He just lost a boatload of time all of a sudden. What on earth happened there? It's now it just went from 11.8 to 12.3. And here we are with this battle. Ricciardo has got quite literally no... If we go by real life now, Daniel Ricciardo has got exactly 11 World Championships staring... Well, he did have, but both the Red Bulls are coming in for wet tyres. Both the Red Bulls are coming in for wet tyres. What? Red Bull have thrown... I think Red Bull have thrown this away. That wet period is not going to last long enough for that. You just brought your guys in for a pit stop. You didn't need to, Red Bull. So that leaves Hamilton Alonso. It's gone from 11 World Championships to 9 World Championships for Ricciardo. So probably not so much pressure, but... No pressure on our man, Pierre Gasly. He's now increased the gap to... nearly 13 seconds. 12.9 at the moment. 12.8. 12.7. Ooh, the gap is starting to come down a little bit. At the moment, don't see any point in coming in. The rain's not going to be heavy enough to last that long. So I'm going to leave Gasly. I'm going to leave Gasly out there still, even though Carlos Sainz is now catching him. That time is slowly starting to come down, and Sainz thinking the same thing. Doesn't think it warrants coming in for a set of wet tyres. That's understandable. Neither does Ricciardo, and Alonso has got past Hamilton for P4. Alonso has got past Hamilton for P4. So these two trading their barbs on through the media, and now doing it in our alternate universe. All behind Daniel Ricciardo is probably not enjoying the sight in his rearview mirror right now. Meanwhile, Sainz has definitely picked up the pace because he's now ripping chunks out of Gasly's lead. So now, what is the tyre wear looking like right now? It's not too bad, but yeah. Sainz has now woken up. He's now picking up the pace now. He's starting to take massive, about 3 or 4 tenths at the moment, now taken out of just this lap alone. So the rainwater's going back down though. So we're looking at lap 45 when it should dry up. So I'm going to think about skipping ahead to that and see where Gasly and Sainz sit in relation to each other at the end of this stint. Okay, we're on to lap 40. The rain has now stopped on track, but we've now gotten into the period where the gap has now dropped to 10.3 seconds. But it is slowly going back up again because now we're in that window where the intermediate tyres work better on aggressive. So this is definitely going to help maintain the gap a little bit to Sainz. Meanwhile, here's Sainz. He's coming out the final corner now. Meanwhile, Ricciardo has still got Alonso and Hamilton breathing down his neck. And in the background, his teammate has got George Russell for company. And then Zhou, Bottas and Ocon round out the top 10. Verstappen in the background, yeah, that was not the choice. Red Bull just wasted a pit stop there, because now Verstappen is at the mercy of Alexander Albon now in the Alfa Romeo. So that's going to be a tough one for Verstappen to swallow when Albon gets past him. But at the moment, 4 more laps until the dry period, so let's see how things go. Okay, coming towards the end of the lap now. We're going to pause it here. We're down to 1.3 mil of rainwater on lap 45. Do we big brain it? Go big or go home, guys. It's worked so far already. It's worked so far. So we're going to do the gamble once again. We have got, how long have we got left? 25 laps. The mediums can go 72. So on go the mediums for that final push to the line. We are not stopping again. We're going to come in for these mediums. And that'll be the end. So we're going to box this lap. We're going to big brain it as the water goes down. We're going to come in now.
Yeah, in the box.
So let's see what Sainz does. How Sainz going to react. Sainz stays out. Sainz stays out, but the track water is going to go down. The track water is still going to go down no matter what. So here comes Gasly out of the pit lane. Sainz will take the lead. He's only just gone round turn 2, so that's not the end of the world. So out goes Gasly. On to the medium tyres as the water goes down. So Gasly's going to lose. Gasly's losing a little bit of time here, but the water is going to dry up at some point on this lap. As Gasly now catches up to the lap car, immediately gets out of the way. As for Sainz, he's going to come in now. He has to. The crossover period's hit. So we are going to maintain the lead, but we may have lost a little bit of time. Sainz does not come in. Sainz does not come in. Oh, this is going to be... we're in the dry period now. We're in the dry period. There's no way that Sainz isn't going to cook his tyres on this lap. Even though apparently he's gaining on a dry track with intermediate tyres. But the tyres should be warming up for Pierre now. We're now in the dry period. He's definitely on the faster tyre. So now, here comes some of the other cars now. And now there we go. Now the times are starting to go down. So, another car spun off somewhere. And the first sector, but here's Sainz.
Copy.
It's Magnussen who spun. So here's Gasly. Sainz has only just come out of the thing, but he's going to have such poor traction out that hairpin. That's why we're going to get most of the time back. So Sainz is there. There's Gasly. He's onto the main straight now. And Sainz finally comes into the pit. So Gasly's going to retake the lead. And here's Sainz's pit bot. He's going onto the soft tyres. That's a bold call. There goes Gasly. He's clean ahead. And here comes everyone else into the pits. So Gasly had a whole pit stop on Ricciardo backwards. But Sainz is definitely within range. He's going to catch us on those soft tyres. He's going to catch us on those soft tyres that are 90% at the moment. But they are going to wear out a whole hell of a lot more than what our tyres are, despite being on aggressive. So we'll skip ahead and see how things go. All right, lap 62, and Sainz is now officially with us. We've done everything we can. I've had to micromanage the field massively while still on aggressive to try and keep this Ferrari at arm's length as best as I can. A little bit of defend down this straight.
Overtake.
Back to neutral. Just doing everything I can. The gap is less than half a second, and Sainz is right there now. Is he going to make a move into the hairpin? No, he's not. We're going to have to defend and push out the corner.
Defend.
Okay.
I haven't got a choice now. He's right there. My only hope is we've been pushing these tyres hard the entire time, and no, there goes Sainz. Around the outside, through the chicane.
I'm just all over the place.
Let's focus.
And back into the lead goes Carlos Sainz, and he is gone.
And Ferrari just gained the plate.
He is gone. He is already out of our DRS. He's pretty much out of our DRS range now, and yep, that's it. I tried, guys. I really tried. And with coming up to the penultimate lap, there has been, well, a crash on circuit, and Hamilton has come into the pit lane. Right, so throw the fuel on conserve. Conserve on the tyres, keep them in check. Actually, let's keep it on balance for the fuel so we can catch up. But ignore. Someone crashed somewhere. Is this...
We've had a crash.
I think this is the end of the race. It's Sonoda, the Williams.
The focus on Sonoda.
Behind the Haas, been lapped by them, straight on, and just like Sainz did, straight into that wall at the end of turn 3. That's taking him out of the race, but I do believe, yeah, that is the end of the race. The safety car hasn't come out yet. Both us and Sainz were past the line before the safety car could come out, so that is a bit of a dull end to the race. These guys are pitting. Hamilton and Mercedes have just handed Ricciardo a free podium there. They've just handed him a free podium because that's it. That's the end of the race. So I'll lead you through the final results, guys. It's Sainz ahead of Gasly, Ricciardo, Alonso P4, Hamilton P5. Ocon P6, so it's a good result for Alpine. They're going to catch us. Oh, Bottas has crashed as well under the safety car. What on earth is going on here? He slammed into the wall of champions under the safety car. So Bottas is still going, but yeah, that's a good haul of points for Alpine. Russell P7, Albon P8, Stroll P9 and Norris 10th. So there you see it. Last lap for Carlos Sainz, and he's going to pull up behind the safety car.
This will be last lap.
As you can see there. And Gasly, not too far behind, is going to be P2. His best result of the season, our best result for the team so far. But it could have been the win. It could have been the win. I think in my defence, I definitely did, for me personally, I think I played it correctly, pulling Gasly in where I did for the dry tyres. But in all honesty, I probably could have left him out there and brought him in on the same lap as Sainz when it dried out properly. But yeah, we are finishing under the safety car, guys. So, yeah, Gasly just let Sainz know, yeah, you're lucky, mate. You are lucky. Very, very lucky there, that safety car. So, wrong Aston Martin at the front of that group. In all of wrong Aston Martin, it should be the one we're looking at right now, Pierre Gasly. The Red Bulls have had a shocker today. They threw away when they made that stop for a second set of wet tyres during the inter period. They really shouldn't have done that. So now, we're just going to follow these guys as they cross the line to finish this race. The tyre wear was pretty even, actually. Putting the harder set of tyres on and going aggressive on the driving style definitely paid dividends there. That's the only reason we were able to keep ahead for as long as we did. But as you do, so Carlos Sainz is going to take his first win of the season. He has done it for Ferrari at the Canadian Grand Prix. Gasly, brilliant P2. Considering our pace in qualifying, best result we could have asked for. Even better. Ricciardo back on the podium for McLaren. Excellent job from him. Fernando Alonso in P4 ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who could have had P3 if he hadn't stopped. Could have been P3 for Lewis Hamilton if he hadn't stopped, but Merck threw it away. Ocon P6, Russell P7, Albon P8, Stroll P9, and Norris rounds out the top 10. And yeah, not a lot to say for Red Bull. Not a lot to say. They threw that one away big time.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. A truly well-earned podium here, and a dream come true for everyone involved. The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here. But remember, it's not just about today's trophies, it's the points that can make all the difference. Aston Martin, having an extremely good day at the track.
Yeah, this was a really clever bit of strategy, and it's great to see that pay off. I can't wait to find out what they show us next time.
And after this result, the team is fourth in the constructor standings.
For the next round, we're heading back to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone, the cradle of Formula One.
Great podium celebrations there. Yeah, so Carlos Sainz wins the Canadian Grand Prix ahead of Pierre Gasly. P15 to a podium, and it could have been a win as well. It could have been a win, but that overwhelming pace of the Ferrari was just way too much in the end. And Ricciardo, P3 for him. Fantastic result for McLaren. Alonso, Hamilton, Ocon, Russell, Albon, Stroll, and Norris round out the top 10 into the Drivers' Championship. And look at that. Look at that. Verstappen still leads the way ahead of Leclerc. Neither of them scored. Neither of them scored points today because Verstappen took Leclerc out, and then karmic justice. Verstappen got screwed over on strategy. Sergio Perez, no points for him either, and that has allowed Carlos Sainz to get within 9 points of him. So, hopefully, this will be the start of better things for the Spaniard this season to get further up the field. And then here we are. Pierre Gasly, with that second place, has overtaken Lewis Hamilton in the Drivers' Championship. He now leads him by 7 points. That is crazy to think about, that Pierre Gasly in this Aston Martin that should be like down here somewhere with like Norris and Ocon and Bottas is actually double that and up here fighting with the two Mercs. That is insane to think about for me. George Russell still in P7, but he's got his old sparring partner from last year closing up behind him, 3 points behind him, in fact, Fernando Alonso. Bottas drops down to 9th, and Esteban Ocon gets ahead of Lando Norris up into the top 10 for the constructors. No major changes apart from McLaren have overtaken Alpine. AlphaTauri with that podium for Ricciardo and the one singular point for Norris compared to the 2 for AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, Alpine do gain on us. They get the 2 cars in the points compared to our 1, but it is only a 2-point gain thanks to Gasly getting the podium. And then Alfa Romeo, no points for Red Bull as one of the constructors, which has allowed Ferrari to close up just a little bit. So, all in all, yeah, not much for Sebastian, for obviously, poor man. This guy cannot catch a break this year. His luck has been absolutely atrocious. That he's been consistent. That lock-up was actually like that race-ending crash was actually his first major mistake. He did lock up again at a previous. He did lock up before at a previous race, but he came back and scored points in that one. So that's and getting caught up at that hairpin and then having the Alpine of Ocon glitch through him and take a position like that. Yeah, this poor guy cannot catch a break so far, but. That is the end of the race. Of course, Vettel not actually finishing gives us more money, so don't know how to feel about that one. But that is the upgrade to the team hub has completed at the end of this race as well. But that is going to be the end of the episode. Next episode, we've got the vicinity. The hub upgrade has just come through, but we're going to have the aerodynamic testing period reboot again, so that will give us an opportunity to start designing more bits and pieces for the car. So, for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed that absolutely crazy episode. That was an absolute mind blower, probably the best one we've had so far. If you enjoyed it, do feel free to leave a like and a comment down below. It really helps, and share the video as well. Make sure it gets around so all the other guys, all the other friends can enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of these videos. I'm David Clayton of KZR Racing. We'll see you next time for round number 10 at the British Grand Prix. Goodbye.